Mariah's mind drifted as she drove the short trip. Not for the first time, she asked herself what she was doing with Derek. The past few weeks had become a living hell with the man, and she was still letting him sleep over and dictate how to live in her own home. What the hell is wrong with me? Why was she letting him do this? She wasn't that type of person. She didn't see herself as that type of person. In fact, she'd been called a bitch to her face more than once. And she reveled in the term. Why not own it? What had happened over the past years that made her think she deserved someone like Derek? That was the lone conclusion she could draw, that subconsciously she believed she wasn't deserving of someone better. Who the hell am I? But what if her subconscious was telling her something? What if she was only worthy of someone like Derek? They had met at a bar, of all places. By God, shouldn't that have been a clue? Nothing but a meat market, and two of her friends outside campus dragged Mariah there on a karaoke night. A tallish blonde with a decent physique, at least what she could discern from the button-down he wore, took the stage and belted out a decent rendition of Don't Stop Believing. Mariah had loved it and ended up cheering louder than anyone else in the bar. The 3 shots of Fireball hadn't hurt either. She got his number, made out with him in the parking lot, and called him later in the week. Most of their dates had been to bars. That should have been her first clue. But he was so sexy, with light eyes that squinted in a come-hither way that reached into her chest and squeezed her heart. When was the last time she'd felt that with him? Mariah couldn't recall, and he had a great job, so he wasn't leeching off her. Slowly he'd started making requests of her, about her apartment or how she lived. And as much as she hated herself for it, she'd begun to walk on eggshells around him. And they didn't do anything together. They didn't watch movies and eat popcorn on the couch. They didn't go to any campus events, even though the music festivals were fun. They didn't have long conversations late into the night. They'd eaten out together all of 2 times. No dates to the park, nothing. Was she overly romantic, or misguided to think that relationships should be more? All they shared was the bar and the bed. The bar and bed. He'd been decent enough in bed to start, giving it his all the first time or 2. Mariah tapped her fingers on her steering wheel as she waited at a light. She also couldn't recall the last time she came when he was pumping into her. Lately, she'd begun to push him away, using the old, "I have a headache" line. Yeah, something needed to be done. She was